Hello students, in this biology class, I welcome you all. Today we'll be dealing with the Gramineae family under the major topic Morphology of Flowering Plants, which is one of the important topic of your grade 11. In morphology, we study the external structure of the plant like root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit, seed germination, dispersion. So here we will be discussing in detail about the Gramineae family. When we talk about Gramineae family, this Gramineae family is also known as the Poaceae family. And at the same time, you will find that it is the largest monocot family. Among the monocots, you will find that it is the largest monocot family. It is also termed as the grass family. We also term it as the grass family, like Cyanandon, Dictylon. In general, the doob, the term which we use for this. So it is also known as the grass family. And you will find that the cereals means wheat, rice, maize, barley, jowar, all these belongs to this family. So we also term it as the cereal family. Now this family is ubiquitous in distribution. Let us understand this term. Ubiquitous in distribution means this family is found in the varied habitats. So that's why we term it as ubiquitous in distribution. So what are the habitats it is found? It is found in deserts. When we talk about deserts, means the temperature is very high. Usually jowar and bajra, they grow in such regions. So when we talk about deserts, then this is the terrestrial habitat. To wetlands. When we talk about wetlands, the amount of water is going to be higher in wetlands in comparison to the deserts. For example, rice grows in ample deep water. So when we say deserts to wetlands, means these are found in varied habitats. I believe it is clear. Now we'll be discussing about the systemic position of wheat. By taking the example of wheat, you know that whenever we write the systemic position, there are 7 obligate categories. This you all have studied in your chapter 1 living word of your grade 11, kingdom, division, class, order, family, genus, and species. In order to understand it in a better way, I'll take the example of wheat. You know that wheat is the staple diet of North India, and its botanical name is Triticum aestivum. And rice is also a cereal, but it is primarily the staple diet in South India, or you can take the Bengal region, which is known as Oryza sativa. So basically, globally, if you talk about wheat and rice, comes under the staple diet. Now here, when you talk about kingdom, so here kingdom is plenty, means plant kingdom. Division is angiospermy. In general, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms, they all comes under the kingdom plenty. Here we are discussing Gramineae family, which comes under angiosperms. So the division is angiospermy, which are most adapted, found in varied habitats, which includes 2 classes, monocot and dicot. So here the class is monocotyledone. What do you mean by that? Monocotyledone means there is presence of single cotyledon. Whenever the seed germinate, there would be 2 parts, radicle and the plumule. You all are familiar that radicle always gives rise to root and plumule gives rise to shoot. And here what is present? Single cotyledon is present. Order is Poales. Here the family is Poaceae that we are going to study in detail about its vegetative, floral, other characteristics, inflorescence, flower, what are the peculiarities associated with this family, and what all are the representative members. And here it is Triticum, Estivum, that is wheat. Now let us start with the characteristics of this family. So we will be focusing on the vegetative characteristics. Let us understand the difference between the vegetative and the floral characteristics. My dear students, when we say vegetative characteristics means we'll be discussing about root, stem, leaf in detail of this family. And when we talk about floral characteristics, we'll be discussing about the flower and the various whorls of the flower like calyx, corolla, and gynoecium in detail, along with fruit and seed. Okay, so let us start with the habit. When you talk about habit, you will find mainly these are herbs because there are three types: herbs, shrubs, and trees. Herbs are the smallest, shrubs intermediate, and trees are the largest. So mainly herbs may be annual or perennial. What do you mean by that? Annual or perennial? Means they may be single season or multiple season, many season plants. Very few shrubs can be observed in this family. And when you talk about trees, for example, bamboo. The most common example is bamboo, which is, when you talk about its botanical name, it is known as Bambusa tulda. Now we will be discussing about the root system. So when you talk about root system or what type of roots are present, you all are familiar because you have studied the morphology. Here what you will find, students, that here which type of roots are present? Fibrous roots are present. Let us understand what are fibrous roots. See, there are two types of root system: taproot system and the adventitious root system. In taproot system, what you will find, the primary root is always developed from the radicle of the seed. Then you will find it will have like secondary and the tertiary roots. So this sort of system is known as the taproot system, which is usually observed in the larger trees or the dicot families. So you can easily understand that the taproot system is absent in this family. So here, which root system is present? Fibrous root system is present. So there, what happens is large number of the fibers, they are developed from the stem base. So this sort of family is known as, the specific feature of the Gramineae family is the fibrous roots, in which large number of the fibers they will develop from the stem base. So it is a type of adventitious root which arises from the stem base. Adventitious root develops from the stem base. So it is clear that whenever you are going to get the question, you are going to write which roots are present. There is presence of fibrous roots. Now I will take up the next part among the vegetative characteristics, which is going to be the stem. Here what you will find is the stem is cylindrical, jointed. I'll explain all the terms. Solid nodes and hollow internodes are present. So such type of stem is given the term as skull. Solid nodes and hollow internodes are present. So the term which is given to such type of stem is known as skull. Let's see how does it appears. It is like this. Here you will find there is presence of solid nodes. Along with the solid nodes, there is presence of hollow internodes. So here what is present? Solid nodes. These gaps are known as the hollow internodes. So such type of the stem is known as skull. Now what I will find is certain plants, they may have stilt roots. Like here when we discuss the fibrous root system, in certain plants which roots are present, stilt roots, and where these stilt roots are developed, because the stem is like culm, so you will find these stilt roots are developed from the lower nodes. And what is the example for the stilt roots? Here, the example for the stilt roots is maize and sugarcane. These are the plants in which stilt root is present. This you should know very well because always the exceptions are asked. General fibrous root system, stilt roots are present. So I believe it's clear that it is cylindrical jointed with solid nodes and hollow internodes. In certain plants, however, exceptionally, you will find underground stem is present. Underground stem is present, and such underground stem is known as rhizome, which is little bulbous in which the food is stored. For example, if you look into the structure, it appears to be like this. Bulbous in which food is stored. Now we'll be discussing the next part or the next vegetative characteristic, which is none other than the leaf. So when we talk about leaf, it is simple, alternate. Simple means entire, alternate with parallel venation. I'll explain all the terms with the help of diagram. Exstipulate. Exstipulate means there is absence of stipule or lack stipule with sheathing leaf base. Leaf base is sheathing. And there is also presence of ligule. This ligule is kind of appendage. This ligule is kind of appendage present between the leaf blade and the leaf base or the sheathing leaf base. I'll draw the structure. Simple means the lamina is entire. See, let us understand when we say leaf, each type of leaf will have three parts. What do you mean by that? This is leaf base. This is leaf lamina. And this is leaf petiole. See, petiole is the stalk of the leaf. Leaf lamina is the exposed part in which the veins and veinlets are present. This is leaf base. Now the general term which is used for leaf in morphology is phloem. Leaf lamina is epipodium, petiole is mesopodium, and leaf base is hypopodium. So here, this is like epipodium, mesopodium, and hypopodium. Okay. Now, I believe it's clear these are the three parts. And at the same time, sometimes a structure is present at the leaf base, which is known as the stipule. If stipule is present, such leaf would be termed as stipulate. If it is absent, it is exstipulate. So here the condition is exstipulate. Let us discuss what is parallel venation. I'll take the example of banana leaf, which is very common and you all might have seen. So here what you will find, let's suppose this is banana leaf. In banana leaf, parallel venation can easily be recognized. You will find like this. So here, this particular structure is known as the midrib. Okay. And these all veins and the veinlets would be running parallel to each other. So this particular condition is known as the parallel venation, for which I have taken the most common banana leaf. So it appears to be like this. So all the veins would be running parallel to each other. And this sort of venation is known as the parallel venation. And here you will find the leaf base is, this sort of leaf base is known as the sheathing leaf base. Leaf base. Since I have taken the example of banana leaf, the botanical name for banana is Musa paradisiaca. And this is parallel venation. I'll also show you how it is different from the dicot venation. Suppose this is a dicot leaf in which you will find this is the midrib. Now here, these all are the veins and the veinlets. And why it is termed as the reticulate venation? Because you know the veinlets are going to form the network. So this is which type of venation? This is reticulate venation. And reticulate venation is the characteristic of dicots. Okay. And since we are discussing the monocot family, so here which venation is present? Parallel venation is present. Exstipulate means lacking the stipule. I will also draw the structure licule to explain what exactly is the licule. Here you will find, let's suppose this is the leaf blade. Okay. And so here is the structure which is the licule. This is the leaf base. It is present at the junction of leaf blade. And this is leaf base. And this particular structure is the licule, which is a kind of appendage. I believe it's clear. Now we will be taking up the next part, that is the floral characteristics. We have discussed root, stem, leaf. Now we will be discussing the floral characteristics. And among the floral characteristics, students, we will be discussing about flower, as I told you, what type of flowers are present, what type of inflorescence is present, different parts of the flower in detail. Whorls of the flower, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, along with the fruit and seed. Let's start. I believe vegetative characteristics are clear to you. So when we talk about the floral characteristics, first of all, I'll be taking up the flower. Here the flower is sessile, means it is stalkless. Then you will find zygomorphic, means bilaterally symmetrical. I explained this. In general, bilaterally symmetrical means a flower can be divided into two equal halves only from one plane passing through the center. If it can be divided into several halves in many planes, then we term it as actinomorphic. So here it is sessile, stalkless, zygomorphic, incomplete. Incomplete means all four whorls are not present in the flower. So they are not present in the flower. Let us understand this. See, when we say flower in general, each type of flower will have like 4 whorls. And what are those whorls? Calyx, outermost whorl, corolla. Then you will find there is androecium and gynoecium. These are the 4 whorls of the flower, students. Unit of calyx, you all are familiar, is the sepal. Calyx is the outermost whorl. Next whorl, which is meant for the protection. Okay. Next whorl is corolla. Its unit is petal. It is primarily meant for the pollination and it is the colored part of the flower. But these two are considered as the non-essential whorls of the flower. Okay. When we talk about androecium and androecium unit is stamen. It is the male reproductive part of the flower. Gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Its unit is carpel, also known as the pistil. This is which part? This is the female reproductive part of the flower. Now, here I have written the term incomplete, means all 4 whorls are not present. Androecium and gynoecium is present. What you will find in Gramineae family, calyx and corolla are indistinct. What do you mean by that? They are united. Calyx and corolla are united. Whenever they are united or they are like indistinct, cannot be separated, then this particular whorl is known as the perianth and its unit is known as the tepal. So here what is present? Perianth is present. They both are not present distinctly. And here you will find that it is hypogynous. Hypogynous means superior ovary is present. Then you will also find that single ovule is present. And particularly the flower has the adaptations for the wind pollination. Now, when we talk about inflorescence in this family is known as the spike of spikelet. It is a type of racemose inflorescence. I'll explain. Basically, there are 3 types of inflorescence: racemose, cymose, and specialized. When we talk about racemose inflorescence, you will find in racemose inflorescence, suppose this is the main axis. So it will grow indefinitely as the tip is not occupied by the flower and the opening of the flowers is from base to apex. How? Just understand this. From base to apex like this. So main axis grows indefinitely and the opening of the flowers is from base to apex. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like this. So this is known as the arrangement of the flowers is in acropetal succession. And the single flower here is known as the floret. So till here it's clear that the flower is incomplete, zygomorphic, sessile, superior. Now we'll be discussing about perianth. As I told you that calyx and corolla are indistinct, so here the whorl which is present is the perianth. unit of perianth is tepal. That unit is tepal, neither sepal nor petal. Sepal is the unit of calyx and petal is the unit of corolla. So these are known as tepals. Usually, two tepals are present. How many tepals are present? Two tepals are present, known as lodicules. These are known as what? Lodicules. So the term which is given is lodicule. Next word that we'll be discussing in detail is the androecium. As I told you that androecium is the male reproductive part of the flower. So its unit is stamen. Stamens are usually 1 to 3 in number. In some plants, they are found in the multiples. You'll find they are found in the multiples of 3. They are free. Stamens are free. So whenever they are free, we use the term polyandrous. Free stamens. So the term which we are going to use is polyandrous. Besides this, versatile anthers. I'll draw that structure. Anthers are versatile. See, when you talk about male reproductive part, each stamen in general consists of 3 parts. This is general type of stamen. This is anther, filament, and connector. So this is which part? This is anther. Okay. This is filament. And this is which part? This is connector. Now, when we talk about Gramineae family, I have written the term versatile anthers. So you will find they're going to be like this. And this is the filament. So these versatile anthers, they are swinging freely in air like this. So this condition is known as versatile anthers and free. Means only at the midpoint the filament is attached and they are hanging freely in the air. Next, we will be taking up the gynoecium part. It is the female reproductive part of the flower. When we talk about gynoecium, you will find it is monocarpellary. Monocarpellary means single carpel is present. Then you will find hypogynous. We have already discussed ovary is superior. Superior ovary. For superior ovary, we use the term hypogynous. Means when the ovary is found above all other whorls of the flower, we use the term hypogynous. Mono means single. Single carpel is present. And each carpel consists of again 3 parts, just like stamen. It includes stigma, style, and ovary. So the exposed part is the stigma. This tube-like part is known as the style, and this part is known as the ovary. Inside the ovary, there is presence of the ovule. Okay, so monocarpellary, hypogynous, single ovule is found attached at the base. So this sort of placentation is known as the basal placentation, in which the single ovule is attached. Stigma is bifid, means it is divided into 2, and feathery. Why it is feathery? Because it is an adaptation for the pollination. You know that among all the plants, Anemophilus, whenever the pollination will occur through the abiotic factors. It is of two types, anemophilous and hydrophilous. So in Gramineae family, anemophily is present. So stigma is bifid and feathery as an adaptation for the wind pollination. It acts as an adaptation for which pollination? For the wind pollination. And the term which we use for the wind pollination is anemophily. So that the pollen grains are quite light in weight. Here, you will find they're quite large in number and light in weight so that they get easily carried away by the wind. Pollen grains are light in weight and winged. This is also an adaptation for which type of pollination? This is also an adaptation for the wind pollination. In fact, you'll be surprised to know that the number of pollen grains which are found in this family, if I'll give you the example like Cannabinus sativus, it is 50,000. In certain plants, it might reach up to 1 lakh to 1,50,000. So largest number of pollen grains which are dry, light and weight are found so that they get easily carried away by the wind. Now the next characteristic that we'll be taking up here is the fruit. Fruit in this family is simple, dry, dehiscent, single-seeded caryopsis. So the fruit, the name which is given to the fruit for this family is caryopsis, in which the seed coat is fused with the pericarp. Pericarp is the fruit wall, which consists of three layers like epicarp, mesocarp, and endocarp. So here you will find that the seed coat is fused with the pericarp, and the term or the fruit for this family is known as the caryopsis. How does it appear? Let's see. It is like this. Okay. This is like seed, and this is the structure in which you will find the seed coat is fused with the pericarp. This is the locule. This is the seed, and here seed coat is fused with the pericarp. Here, I believe this is clear. Now the next is the seed. When we talk about seed here, being a monocot family, which type of seeds are present? Endospermic or albuminous. We also term it as albuminous or endospermic seeds which retain endosperm, which retain the endosperm. Means till maturity endosperm is present, and at the same time what you will find, there is presence of single cotyledon which is known as scutellum. And this scutellum, it is like a shield like structure. Let me draw the structure of seed as well. Here you will find that the seed appears to be bearing, the single cotyledon is present. So it appears to be like this. Okay. Here the sheet-like radicle, coleorizer, plumule, coleoptile. This single cotyledon is the scutellum. This is like mate seed. Here there is presence of a layer, and that layer is known as the aileron layer. This is the aileron layer. This is, that radicle. The protecting structure for the radicle is coleorizer. For the plumule, the structure is coleoptile. This shield-like structure, scutellum, and here the seed coat fused with the pericarp, which is the fruit wall, and this whole is the structure of mate seed. Botanical name for the maize is Gia maize. Now, before writing the floral formula, I'll be discussing this specialized inflorescence in detail, because the inflorescence which is found in this family is spike of spikelet. There I explained that it is a type of racemose inflorescence. Let us discuss its peculiarity in detail. What all are the various structures which are present in the inflorescence, because this is most important. Just before the floral formula, I'm going to explain it so that you all can retain it better. Here, this is the axis. This axis is known as the rachula. The term which is given for the axis is the rachula. Then you will find here there is presence of glooms are present. Glooms are nothing but the modified bracts. These all are the modified bracts. Besides glooms, you will find there is presence of palea. So here is the superior palea and the inferior palea is present. This is known as the lemma. This is palea, and these are nothing but the modified bracteoles. Glooms are the modified bracts. These are the modified bracteoles. Then we will be discussing about two lodicules are present. So these two are the lodicules, the perianth. You know that here both calyx and corolla are united. They became indistinct. There is presence of how many stamens are present? There is presence of 3 stamens like this, which are swinging. They are versatile. With which type of anthers? Versatile anthers are present. So these all are the stamens. Now we will be taking up the ovary part, like single ovule is found attached. So here is the ovary with the bifid stigma. Along with that, the hairy, we have discussed that hairy stigma is present, which is an adaptation for the anemophily. So this whole is the stigma part. This is ovary, which is like superior ovary is present. And here in there is presence of an extended structure, which are known as awns. Here, now here also you will find, if we draw, so what we are going to draw, there is presence of lemma, palea. Then you will find there is presence of lodicules like this. Then swinging stamens are present like this. And then with the versatile anthers, ovary, bearing bifid stigma, hairy structures, and these all are which type of anthers? Versatile anthers. Single flower is known as here floret. Cluster of flowers are present. So either we term it as spike of spikelet. At few places you also find it is also termed as the compound spike. So I believe all the structures are clear. Glooms, modified bracts, lemma and palea, these are modified bracteoles. Then you will find stamens are present, which are usually 3 in number. Stigma with bifid structure, hairy structures. Ovule, which is found attached at the base of the ovary. So I believe the inflorescence is clear. Now we will be starting with the floral formula and the floral diagram of the family Gramineae. I believe vegetative and the floral characteristics along with the diagrams are clear. Any doubt you can ask me. Now we will be discussing about the floral formula and the floral diagram. So first we are going to write floral formula. This is very important for any family students. When we talk about floral formula BR, it stands for what? Bracteate. Then we will use the term zygomorphic. It is bilaterally symmetrical because the entire flower can be divided into two equal halves from only one plane passing through the center. So bracteate, zygomorphic. Hermaphrodite means bisexual. P is the term which we use for the parent. Two tuples or the two lodicules are present. Androecium 1, 2, 3, and they are free. Then you will find gynoecium, monocarpellary, syncarpus with the superior ovary hypogynous condition, or three carpels are present in other members, syncarpus with the superior ovary. So this is the floral formula. BR stands for bracteate. This is the sign for the zygomorphic or bilaterally symmetrical flower is present. Now, this is the symbol for bisexual. What do you mean by that? If both androecium and gynoecium are present in the flower, then we use the term bisexual. So here it is bisexual or hermaphrodite. If both the sex organs are present, stamen as well as the carpel. So bisexual or hermaphrodite. P stands for the parent. And here there is presence of two lodicules. A is for the androecium, which is the male reproductive part of the flower. G stands for the gynoecium, which is the female reproductive part of the flower. Now I will be drawing the floral diagram of the family Poaceae or the Gramineae family, which we are discussing in detail today, cereal family. Now here when we draw the floral diagram, you will find that there is presence of palea, okay, which is inner, and this part is known as the lemma, which is the outer part. So lemma and palea is present. So this is known as lemma. This is known as palea. We are going to use the symbol for the zygomorphic. Okay. We cannot use the symbol for the actinomorphic. Besides this, there is presence of lodicules. As you all know, there is presence of 2 lodicules. Then there is presence of 3 stamens are present, which are like 3 in number. Now here, basal placentation, ovary is present in the center with a single ovule, and these extended are the feathery stigma. So lemma, palea, lodicules. These all are the stamens, because these are free, like stamens bearing anthers. Okay, so male reproductive part in which we are representing the anthers. And this is which part? This is the ovary with the stigma, feathery stigma. So this is the floral diagram of the family Poaceae. So after finishing the vegetative characteristics, root, stem and leaves, flowers, inflorescence, and the other characteristics in detail, now we will be focusing on the economic importance of the family. What is the economic importance of Gramineae family? So when we talk about the economic importance of Gramineae family, you will find that it has a great economic value. The plants are used for the various purposes. They are used for the ornamental purposes as well as for food, fodder, fiber, furniture, and all. So its economic importance for food, as a source of food, fodder, fiber. Besides food, fodder, fiber, it has got certain medicinal value. It can also be used for the industrial purposes, like certain plants are used for the industrial purposes. So when we talk about food, so you will find staple food, or it is the staple diet, particularly the cereals like wheat, rice, maize, barley. All these comes under the staple diet. When you talk about fodder, so you will find the dried leaves and the stems are used as a fodder for the cattle. So it is not only important as a source of food, it also acts as a source of food for the animals. When we talk about fiber, Chacrum munge, that is munge, Chacrum munja is the plant which is used in preparing the mats, ropes, etc. Then you will find medicinal value. For the medicinal value, there is a plant called lemongrass and khaskhas. These 2 plants has the medicinal value. They are used in preparing the medicines. Industrial uses, if you talk about bamboo. Bamboo is the plant which is used in making furniture. Plant which is used in making furniture is bamboo. Besides food, fodder, fiber, medicinal value, and the industrial uses, you will find there are certain plants which are used as a source of, sugar. You will find there are certain plants which are used as a source of sugar. Globally, if you talk about, it's sugarcane, which is known as Chacrum officinarum. So Chacrum officinarum is used globally as a source of sugar. Besides this, there are certain plants which are used in preparing like beverages also. Beverages like you will find Hordeum vulgare. It is used in preparing beer. So like this, the plants act as the source of food, fodder, fiber, furniture. Besides this, industrial uses are there. Furniture industry, beverage industry, sugar industry. All these are based on the plants. Now we'll be discussing the important plants belongs to this family, which is Gramineae. So the important plants of the family Gramineae. In general, you will find that the plants are the cereals. So let's say suppose means when we talk about food giving plants, so in general, we will write the cereals like wheat. We all know that the botanical name for the wheat is Triticum estibum. Then you will find rice. Botanical name for the rice is Oryza sativa. Then you will find maize. For maize, the botanical name is Zea maize. Then you will find bajra. Its botanical name is Panicetum typhoides. Then you will find oat. Its botanical name is Avena sativa. Rye. Its botanical name is botanical name for the rye is Caesalicerium. And in all these you will find, we will write generic name in the capital letter and the species name in the small letter. Barley, if we talk about Hordeum vulgare. Jowar is the Sorghum vulgare. Besides this, there are certain plants which are used as ornamentals. When we talk about ornamentals, you will find it's Agrostis, Poa, Festuca. Then you will find Cynodon dictylon. So all these are used in preparing lawns and landscaping. So besides this, ornamental plants are there. Timber yielding is, we have discussed like bamboo, Bambusa, bellacoa, which is used in preparing the furniture. So I believe you have understood the systemic position, general characteristics, vegetative characteristics, floral characteristics, including flower, inflorescence, various parts of flower, peculiarities, floral formula, floral diagram, economic importance, major plants belonging to this family. Now, we will be discussing the differences between the Gramineae, which is a monocot family, with the dicot family. What are the major differences with dicot family? What are the major differences between the monocot and the dicot families? So when we talk about monocot family, we are going to differentiate it. So in monocot, we have discussed already in the beginning, I told you that single cotyledon is present in a monocot family. So monocot family will have how many cotyledons? Single cotyledon. And when we talk about dicot family, you all will find there is presence of how many cotyledons? Two cotyledons are present. We have also discussed that in monocot family, which type of venation is present? Parallel venation is present. Whereas in case of dicot family, which type of venation is present, students? You will find that in dicot family, there is presence of reticulate venation. So here, which sort of venation is present? There is presence of reticulate venation. Besides this, you will also find that in monocot families, secondary growth is always absent, and in dicot families, you will find secondary growth is present. So here, secondary growth is absent, and here, secondary growth is present. I'll explain how is present. See, when I say single cotyledon, so it is very much clear that single cotyledon is developed. This is radicle part, this is plumule part, and single cotyledon is developed during the time of germination of the seed. So that's why we term it as monocot family. In dicot family, you will find there will be formation of two cotyledons with the radicle and plumule. So this is radicle and this is plumule. And how many cotyledons are present? Here there is presence of two cotyledons. So this is clear. We have already discussed about the venation also, that here you will find parallel venation is present. And here you will find all the veins will run parallel to the midrib. Here you will find this is the midrib. Now veins and veinlets are present. And there is presence of a network. So that's why we term it as reticulate venation. Secondary growth is absent because the vascular bundles are scattered and there is absence of cambium. So cambium is absent. Here you will find that the vascular bundles are arranged in the form of a ring and the cambium is also present. So that's why you will find the secondary growth will occur. Another major difference is which we discussed, that here which type of root system is present. Here you will find there is presence of fibrous root system. This fibrous root system is a type of adventitious root system. So fibrous roots are present, which is a type of adventitious root system. And here which type of roots are present? Here tap root system is present. So these are the major differences of monocot family with that of the dicot family. Besides this, you will find that the Gramineae family also exhibits certain resemblances. When we say about the resemblances, you will find it shows resemblances with the Cyperaceae family, but you will find that resemblance with the Cyperaceae family is up to certain extent, but due to the difference in the leaf base, you will find that that resemblance is for less time. I believe the entire family is clear. Thank you so much for attending the session. Thanks.